Kung Fu Panda is one of DreamWorks' hit IPs that took the world by storm in 2008, then 3 years later with its sequel, then 5 years later with its trilogy, and now 8 years later with its trilogy. Jesus Christ, it's like a low welfare father visiting his kids. When I was young, I didn't care much for Kung Fu Panda and thought Poe's goofy antics were too over the top with an unappealing story. Yet my opinion is redundant because I was a huge fan of space chimps at the time. Because of this opinion from years ago, I'm still wanted in 16 states. But as I grew up, I realized how deep the plot was, and how Master Oogway's iconic quote just truly resonates in many. I once mentioned that quote to a coworker of mine, and need I say, this is what he quoted. "Bro, those bars hit so hard, you should turn that into a song." Thanks. Yet, like always in the early 2000s, if your game had a markable character, it was going to get milked dry by merchandise and video games. So with Kung Fu Panda getting its 4th movie in the series, I wanted to get hyped for it by playing the wacky line of Kung Fu Panda games made throughout its history. And wacky indeed it is. I need an adult. Because I didn't know this before playing them, but Kung Fu Panda has one of the most inconsistent genres of video games, where its most defining trait amongst them is a confused erection. So for this review, I'm going to be focusing on the 6 console games that have released. And need I say, each is their own yin and yang, because nothing proves a better story of good versus evil than a fat fucking panda on the Wii, Xbox, and the PS3. Holy shit, also the Xbox One. Nuts. To be the first is tended the best. The childhood of many is put to the test. But a game of old may not withstand test in time, yet judged by my hand. Abe Lincoln, 2020 BC. So not only did the movie blast off with a bang, but I would even say the game did too. Kung Fu Panda 1 is an adventure beat-em-up developed by Luciflex, who also did Shrek 2. This is sounding familiar. And then it was produced by Activision. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Come on! Bonnie, how do you keep getting back in?
I'm a drunk. I don't know nothing about how I do anything.
Kung Fu Panda follows loosely the plot of the movie by adding a couple of tweaks to differentiate it so you'll have a whole new experience. I enjoy licensed games that have fun away from the plot but still hit the same notes the movies did. My only issue with the story change though is how they made Po act prideful versus the hopeful hero he was in the movie. There were many occasions where the humor was him saying how awesome he was and others were like, yeah sure, lock on B, fuck, I don't know, okay bye. I feel like the notes exchanged on his character traits weren't passed along correctly during development, as per usual with a majority of movie license games. Yeah, these were the notes we were given before the game's development on Po. All we know is that he was a panda, he's fat, and he's black. Wait, what's this under my thumb? He's Jack Black. We made a mistake. Also, the game came out before the movie, so I wonder how many kids believed this was the true story to Kung Fu Panda and was thoroughly disappointed when watching the movie. Oh no, you're telling me he didn't already know how to do Kung Fu? And he's a panda? But it's time to get Kung Fu fighting with the gameplay of Kung Fu Panda. That is Kung Fu. I wrote myself into a corner here. The gameplay is a beat 'em up where you string light and strong attacks together with a couple of unique specials that use chi. I call this Genocide Pinball. The combat is pretty smooth, with only a few hiccups like enemies having to be defeated through strong attacks. It's kind of arousing when you combo multiple enemies and then finish them off in style. But there are moments where you play as the other characters and they have unique specials, like Shifu running like he's turtling a dump, and Monkey face grappling enemies like a face hugger. There are more characters you can play with in the multiplayer games, like the villains you unlock throughout the story. You know, like this guy. Remember this guy? Yeah, this guy. Yeah, this guy. Who the fuck is that guy? Yet where Kung Fu Panda succeeds in a licensed game, it also has its stumbles, like the crane flying segment against General Croc, where you need to memorize his attack patterns perfectly. Oh god, I think I'm having a stroke. Luckily the game is forgiving, but not when it comes to the quick time events. These were honestly cool cinematics, but very stressful as they go on for a while, and blinking becomes a crime at one point. Kung Fu Panda the game is unique. I would say I didn't hate it, but I wouldn't say it's the best. It's like a misformed dumpling. They did a really good job for the first game, and I wouldn't say it's a trailblazer for the Kung Fu Panda series, but they at least started the series on a good note. Especially how the devs made sure Bo's belly physics were on par with the Dead or Alive Extreme 2 jiggle physics.
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Options are the beauty of life, but knowing the right choice is the product of strife. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom spaghetti, 1968.
Choices. Life is full of choices.
Ah, yes, choices. And I'm going to make my choice today, and that is to go to church. I will see you guys later. Goodbye. Kung Fu Panda 2 was produced by THQ this time around, and I'm not too familiar with their past as today they are known more fondly, but it seems like puberty was pretty rough. Kung Fu Panda 2 is just like the first game with you dishing out them hoo-ha was-has, but this one's kind of dog shit. The sequel somehow was a step down from the first game. Where the first game had a variety of attacks, basic as it was, Kung Fu Panda 2 strips it down even further by having Po's unique combo being an air launcher on certain enemies. I call this Rapid Viper Dick Strikes! The only unique aspect Kung Fu Panda 2 offers is the ability to summon your friends for assistance. That was my favorite aspect to the combat, as some of these interventions are ridiculously funny, like Mantis straight up Looney Tunes enemies. Then Po does have access to chi moves again that are the specials you unlock throughout the story that are just okay. The only move that was good in my opinion was the acupuncture move, only because it was an instant KO, but the others were eh. Then the story was AIDS. This takes place after Shen's defeat, as immediately after a new threat is going after Gangwon City, so Po has to investigate with the Kung Fu masters to discover who is planning these attacks. Can you guess today's bullshit? It's neat that you can choose your own path to progress in the story, but once you go through Master Ox's path to see it's the Komodo dragons, the mystery is completely gone by then. I appreciate they tried to go the distance by making a new plot, but when the plot is as barren as a competitive Overwatch player's sex life, it makes you wish they just retrend the plot from the movie with a couple of nuances like the first game. I mean, at this point, Kung Fu Panda 2 is meh. Like, what else can they do to make this game even worse? If you thought Kung Fu Panda 2 was done, you are surely mistaken. Because Kung Fu Panda 2 is different on every platform, and oh dear god, please explode whoever's testicles for thinking this was a good idea. Everything that I discussed was mainly the PS3 version that is kind of like the true version of Kung Fu Panda 2, because the Wii and the 360 versions wanted to be a funny guy and do something different. Guys, come on, I asked for a funny joke, not a death threat. The Wii version uses the U-Draw and the 360 uses the Kinect. I've become one with Kung Fu. So the 360 version uses your body as the gameplay. That honestly makes sense for a Kung Fu fighting game. And the combat has you thinking more, like if you throw a punch and an enemy dodges, you kick that bitch back in line and you give him a good old whampo bambo. Kung Fu Panda 2 for the 360 was oddly entertaining than the PS3 version, and aside from a little 3-hour workout that I am still sore to this day, I genuinely found a lot of fun in this. They even streamlined the story by taking out those retracking doo-doo segments by adding in minigames, that is ball tossing, high-octane kart racing, and noodle making. At first, I honestly thought it sucked, but once you get the hang of it, it's really the sensor that is your own downfall. But the 360 version is a vastly different experience than the PS3 version, and I would define this as the best Kung Fu Panda 2 experience. I just don't know what the fuck happened here though. So for the Wii version, they had the brilliant idea of capturing that Kung Fu action through the U-Draw of all things. I mean, I don't know, like, I guess you can use this as a weapon or something, like blunt trauma at best. Just go to some old person in a Walmart and just Usually the U-Draw is associated for more drawing-based games, but this is gonorrhea. The Wii version is the worst out of the three because you literally have to swipe the pencil in 4 directions to fight. Meanwhile, it is the PS3 version with the added feature that you can draw on certain elements in the game. I call this chili dog. I'm gonna be honest here, I hate this version of the game. Like, who thought this was a great idea? Like, I'd rather like write my own will on a U-Draw than like freaking flip left, right, and up and down to play Kung Fu Panda 2. The only cute bonus is having a baby Po minigame where he's your little Nintendog as you feed him, play with him, and then you can... Pee pee, poo poo, haha, Martha took the kids, funny lol. Gandhi, 1978. I hate this one.
Hello, young lady.
Okay, so I kinda went out of order for a moment as Kung Fu Panda Legendary Warrior came out before Kung Fu Panda 2. Legendary Warriors was produced by Activision, and oh my god, this game is awful. It's all motion controls. From the combat to the minigames, you're shaking that Wii remote like a 12-year-old boy discovering their penis has unlocked a new tier. There is no way of defending this game because I want to say it has potential, but that's like saying I enjoy eating at Denny's. The game has these like special chi moves that involve making shapes with the Wii remote, but 80% of the time I wasn't hitting the correct outline to a T, and now I failed her in the bedroom.
Come again.
This is the worst aspect to Legendary Warriors because I kept flubbing my moves and the fights went on longer. And need I say, these fights are relentlessly tedious by the amount of goons they throw at you. Then when you think it's over, they toss a whack-ass minigame that gets reused over and over and over that also has jank motion fucking controls. And when you think you had enough, you can't even play the full game unless you complete every level with an A rating with every character. Oh my god. Please save me. I couldn't do it. I finished what I could, smoked my cigar, and cried in the shower. Even the story can't be redeemed as it has potential with Tai Lung returning to suck the chi out of others. That sounds like a sus-ass corn video. By the time you get to him, it's just, holy shit, I am free. This game is AIDS. I think I know why THQ took over for the second game and then tried to redeem the Wii version. I said tried, but I wonder why Legendary Warriors is such a bad game. Like, unless they paid a significant fund for some stupid aspect that has no reason to be there, I would understand.
You saved me. Why?
Monkey.
Forward Aerial, Alpharad, 2018 BCE. It's basically Super Smash with Kung Fu Panda characters. Cave P Showdown of Legendary Legends was made by Little Orbit that made... Oh, what happened here? It was also developed by Vicious Cycles Games that actually have a record... Oh, god damn it. I feel like a majority of us have played Smash at one point in our life, so just know this fish fries the same way. Showdown of Legendary Legends is a true-to-true Smash clone with no new bells and whistles. I'm not trying to put it down already because what it excels at is what it's replicating at. The character selection and the combat are my favorite aspects to this game, as from the Upskia to the Duck, you get to run around and beat up your friends and family to your own delight. I enjoy the creativity of them crafting unique moves to these characters. Like Mr. Ping was a legit character with that spoon bash, take out more like fake out, and soup to the motherfucking face. Yeah, some characters did get hit with a basic bitch syndrome like Poe, but then you have characters like Master Croc that somehow are pretty fucking legit. But if you want to get the whole roster, you just have to jump into the store and... Oh. Okay, so DLC fighters are now lost to time because Little Orbit lost the rights to KFP. Sorry to those Master Chicken fans out there. It sucks that they hid some of the characters behind a now void paywall, especially since the newest baddie Kai is on the cover, only to find out, oopsies, he's actually a DLC character, womp womp. If only Showdown of Legendary Legends had a way to unlock the characters in-game, or at least Little Orbit just gave them to you so we didn't have to lose the characters to the Phantom Zone, would have been nice. Showdown of Legendary Legends was clearly not aiming to be the next hit fighting game. It's more of a game you just bring a buddy over to play and just laugh at the obscurity, and I think that's what Little Orbit was aiming for, because it does achieve it. Because as barren as the game is, there's still somewhat of a charm to it that I enjoy, and I kind of see myself jumping in to play here and there. Because also, when will there ever be a fighting game where you get to beat the shit out of a baby?
It looks so real.
The Kung Fu Panda series is quite a trip. From a great start to a rocky path and then a decent finish, these licensed games were quite an experience. If I've had to rate them from worst to best, it would be Legendary's Warriors is just burn it. You Draw Kung Fu Panda 2 is annoying and clunky. Showdown of Legendary Legends is solid but lacks content. Kung Fu Panda 3 PS3 is great but can get really repetitive. Kung Fu Panda 1 the game is a great start to the series and knew how to do a licensed game with a few mehs, I say. And surprisingly, Kung Fu Panda 360 is the best out of all of them, as I genuinely had more fun and it didn't overstay its welcome even when the censor failed me.
Did you think you can face me in combat? Well, I don't know. I'm a god against this cut. I'm a feral shit, fuck, pussy, god damn it, fuck. Okay, cool.